Alright, so SDS just ended their Road to the Show live stream, and oh my god, is there a lot to unpack from this stream, guys. So this one is going to be probably the longest one of the streams. So the first thing they did when they kicked off the stream, I was kind of surprised. They said they were going to reveal 2 brand new legends in this stream. I was expecting, this is... they're just going to do the regular thing. They're going to start off and talk about what their main focus, and that was Road to the Show in this one. And then they'll reveal everything at the very end. But they kicked off the stream with Luis and Tips starting on the couch, and they kicked things off with a brand new legend reveal. And then we'll just go ahead and start going through everything in order. And this was the order of the stream, so they went with a legend reveal, and then they talked about the player bedroom. Then they talked about the personality types and relationships. Then they brought in somebody to talk about the challenges, and then the brand new Minigames. And then they had another legend reveal, and then they revealed 4 of the pre-order diamonds that you get for pre-ordering MLB The Show. 4 of the brand new 30 that are coming into the game next year. And we're just going to go ahead and just jump right into it. So the very first thing that they did was reveal a brand new legend, as I've already said about 10,000 times. And they started off with this screenshot, as they always do. They always start off with the screenshot of the legs and the cleats and all that fun stuff. And then they move over to this screenshot. We see a red jersey with a red glove underneath, right-handed thrower. And then we look at the back of the head, and then you're like, oh, it's a Brave. And then they actually show you the Braves logo of the hat. And then you see somebody running around, and you see a diving catch. Yes, indeed. They revealed the jersey on the back. They may have gotten the number wrong, but that's besides the point right now, because Andrew Jones is confirmed to be coming to MLB The Show 19. Let's go. The guy probably won't have much contact or vision, maybe. He's going to be a great power hitter. He's probably going to have 99 fielding across the board. If he doesn't, we should probably riot. But yeah, very, very good addition to the game. I was kind of thinking that they were going to add him, but at the same time, we'd never really know what they're going to add. They always have some trick up their sleeve. All right. And then they decided to go ahead and show us some of the brand new home run no doubt shot celebrations. They ended up showing a bunch of the brand new ones. Just a couple of the screenshots right here, and they ended up getting a bunch of other content creators. So you can see right here, this is Cougs' player. They also ended up showing off Mills, who's a Twitch streamer. They showed off Shelfie and a couple of other guys. Healy was another one of them, but yeah, some of the celebrations look pretty freaking cool. It's not really, nothing really too crazy, not a crazy addition to the game, but it's just a fun little aspect to throw into the game, especially for a game mode like Road to the Show. So yeah, the first thing they did was they talked about the player bedroom. We've seen this screenshot about 1,000 times and how the flag ends up changing up there for you, depending on the country that you pick. They said if you do pick the USA and you go to select a state, so like say if you want your player to be from California or New York or Montana or Texas or something like that, the flag is going to stay as the American flag, so they did not get the state flags. I'm kind of disappointed because I wanted my Colorado flag hanging in my bedroom, but again, I'm just nitpicking at this point. Here's the at sea flag. So, I found that kind of weird because it does happen, because it can happen. It probably doesn't happen as often anymore as it did back in the olden days, I should say. But yeah, they still made that an option, which I think is pretty cool. Over here, they ended up showing the screen, and I guess that if you see the poster above the player's laptop, that is actually Petco Park, so San Diego Padres. So if you have whoever your favorite team is, it looks like you're gonna have a poster, or they're gonna have a bunch of different little homages to your favorite team. When they ended up going over to the name and number to switch your jersey, or from one thing to the next, they ended up showing a Padres chair. So it's like if you're a Pirates fan, or you're a Cardinals fan, or you're a Rockies fan, or a Yankees fan, or whatever, you're gonna end up seeing little Easter eggs of paying homage to your favorite team, basically. All right. So here you can select your pitch, your position, and then in the next one, this is where you basically edit your name and your number. Yeah, and then also they said that if you look at the glove and the bobblehead on your desk, people were thinking that the bobblehead was a brand new legend to the game for some reason. I don't know why. But basically what it is it shows you your handedness when you bat. Same with the glove. If you want to pick left-handed, right now it's a right-handed glove. If you go left-handed, the glove is going to switch on the desk. And then for the bobblehead, if you pick a left-handed bat, he's going to be in a left-handed batting stance. If you're a right-hander, he's going to be in a right-handed batting stance. And I think they said if you were a switch hitter, I think they said that he would have 2 bats on his shoulders or something like that. I don't know. It was just a cute little thing that they added. But yeah, a bunch of the archetypes. They ended up going in and talking about the archetypes next. And basically they said last year, or in MLB The Show 18, I should say, they said they thought there were way too many archetypes. So they ended up cutting back on that. And the way that they work, so the green... So I didn't know what this really meant, but but they finally revealed it. So the stats in green are... those are basically going to be the ones that'll progress the most throughout the year, all right? And then the yellow one, or as you continue to play the game, the yellow ones, you'll get a pretty steady growth in them, and then the red ones you're not going to get much growth, it's not going to grow. It's going to just not grow as quickly as the ones in the green stats or the green category. All right. Also, the reason I'm using this screenshot is because for some reason everybody was thinking that the brand new legend, they were hiding a brand new legend, but in reality it was just DJ LeMahieu in a Rockies uniform, and as we all know, he is a Yankee now, so maybe they just didn't want to reveal it. I think there was a guy on Twitter who actually ended up doing a Photoshop and investigation, and he ended up figuring out that it was a DJ LeMahieu guy. They ended up talking about a bunch of the brand new pitcher there were only 3 pitcher archetypes, and then only 1 new archetype for the hitters, and it's the anomaly, and those are as we've seen before, those are the pure power and speed guys. So like the Griffeys and the Jose Ramirez's of the world. And then they decided to move on to the personality types. So of the 4, you can pick up to 3. You choose a primary, a secondary, and a tertiary. All right. So if you want to be a primary, you can be a primary captain, a secondary lightning rod, and a tertiary maverick if you want. All right. You can mix and match, do whatever you want, or if you want to be a primary heart and soul, a secondary maverick, and a tertiary captain, you can do something like that, all right? Basically what this does is it gives you different perks, and we'll talk about perks here in a minute, but as you guys can see, this is the personalities that they decided to go with in the stream. They chose a primary captain, a secondary heart and soul, and a tertiary maverick. And then once they finished all of that, they went over here to the perks screen. All right, this is what perks are going to do now, and they said all of these. This is a key thing, guys. All of these perks are passive. So if you guys have played Road to the Show the past couple of years, there have been a couple of perks where you have to be in a certain moment and then you can activate it. All right, like I've been playing Road to the Show the past couple of weeks. And it's like there's a perk called Green Light. I think it's an active perk. So Green Light, basically you have to be on base, and when you have to go into the menu and activate it yourself. So the passive perks, they said they're all going to be passive, so you don't have to activate them yourself. They're always going to be active. But yeah, basically what they said was that you can activate these different perks and unlock certain things. And if you can see, let me just try to point one out real quick. Between Captain and Heart and Soul, you can see right there is another lock. And they said those are combo. They called them combo perks. All right, so it's going to be a mixture between Captain and Heart and Soul. But you have to. But the only way you can get it is if you unlock the secondary tier perks, or the tier 2 perks for both Captain and Heart and Soul. All right. So yeah, very, very big things coming from SDS, and as you guys can see down here, it shows you the certain boosts that you can get for each perk, or for activating each perk, and you can climb up the ladder and get even more perks. Very, very fun. And they showed down here in an example that what the perks would look like in game, and they said in this specific example you would most likely not be seeing anything like this, where you have 5 or 4 different perks activated along with another boost. They said the most you'll probably see is 2 to 3. They just said that this was a very crucial situation. He did the person who played this did something specific to get that many perks. But yeah, just an interesting thought. And then they also decided to talk about the certain amount, or not the certain amount, the player interactions and the multiple dialogue, the more dialogue within the game mode. All right, so you'll be able to talk more with your players, or your agent, or the coaches. Build up your personality type. So if you're a primary captain and you want to work towards some more perks, you're gonna want to answer with more captain personality type answers. Or if you want to be more of a maverick or a lightning rod, you're gonna want to answer with more lightning rod or maverick questions. Makes dialogue that much more important this year. Very, very important. And then this is a brand new part of dialogue coming into the game this year, and it's rivalries and the clubhouse. Those are building relationships, basically. We've all seen the batting cage, practice field, and training facility from last year. They added clubhouse and rivalry, and rivalry is both relationships are brand new, but rivalry sounds very interesting. This is basically where your next opponents, you can try to get under their skin if you want to. Just try to make a bit of a friendly rivalry. It can become very interesting, because you can have player rivalries and you can have team rivalries as well. They also said that if a rival from a certain team gets traded to your team, so let's say, for example, if Bryce Harper was still on the Nationals and he had a rivalry with Hunter Strickland, and Hunter Strickland somehow got traded to the Nationals. Instead of becoming rivals, they would now be bros, or they would have that strong relationship with each other. Very, very interesting. And they said the same thing with if one of your bros from your team ends up getting traded somewhere else, you would be, the friendship or the relationship would not be broken up, basically, is what they're trying to say. Focusing on a lot of detail, and as you can see right here, this is what the relationship tab would look like. Just trying to, build those relationships with the players in the clubhouse. Very, very interesting thoughts. You can also, again, a couple more screenshots of building a relationship with someone. I don't know why he's bald. He has some very odd genetics for a 19-year-old. And then also the Maverick, once again, this screenshot, trying to get underneath your opponent's skin a little bit, create a little friendly competition and all of that fun stuff. Next thing they moved on to were the challenges, and they talked about both the dynamic and the cap challenges. And basically, you guys have seen this screenshot 1,000 times. So, we're going up and down the list. Pick a challenge. They said that during games you won't always get them, but there might be a game where you get one, and then the next game you'll get none, and there might be a game where you get a couple of them. It's just going to be, depending on the situation that you're in. All right, so they're spontaneous, basically. They said that what these dynamic challenges will do is that if you see that 100 plus or plus 100%. So you'll get the normal. So it's like you'll get the normal amount that your attribute progresses plus an extra 100%. All right. So you'll basically be doubling it, doubling the amount that you would normally get. So you can see right here, contact versus lefties. Normally you'd probably just get a plus. You get a 1 green plus, but because he finished that, he accomplished that dynamic challenge, he gets 2 plus now. Yeah, but also right here's an example of a failed dynamic challenge, and basically they said the way they made it sound was that dynamic challenges are basically just extra credit. So if you don't complete a certain dynamic challenge, it's not going to hurt you in any way, shape, or form. These challenges can only help you increase your attributes. And then they also talked about the cap challenges. And if you guys remember, over the past couple of years, they've had challenges where it's like coach has activated, or you get a pep talk from your coach and he's activated a boost to X amount of stats or something. Now they said now you're going to get a challenge on top of that. So right here, you can see for this cap challenge, you have to get 6 hits over the next 3 games, and you'll get your cap will increase. I think next screenshot, yeah, because you accomplish it, your cap will increase by 2 instead of assuming that you only went up 1 or something like that. Again, big moves for these things. And then they also talked about a third one that was kind of teased in the GameStop Monday trailer, and that is boss challenges. So these are for the guys that these are for like the top tier guys. So if you're a pitcher and you end up having to face Mike Trout, that's going to be a boss challenge. If you're a hitter and you have to face let's say Edwin Diaz, all right, we'll call him an elite relief pitcher for now. You'll get an even higher bonus than you would for just like a normal dynamic challenge. You accomplish something. So once again, the power versus righties, you'd get 250% more than what you already received. Very big things. And even this one right here, this one kind of shocked me. So let's say within the season, a random player, let's just throw in Eric Sogard. All right, if for some odd reason Eric Sogard happens to be off to a very hot start in the season, or he's having a very good hot streak or good past month or two, he could be considered a boss. So boss isn't just for the top tier guys. All right, they said that it's going to be for anybody who's it's going to be dynamic, basically, meaning that anybody can become a boss at some point. So you can see right here, Gerardo Parra, they said that it was very early on in the season, and he already has 9 home runs, and he's batting almost a 333. Very, very big threat in the moment. So that would classify him enough to become a boss in the moment. So again, it's not just for, the Mike Trouts and the Mookie Bettses and the Clayton Kershaws of the world. This could be just about anybody. And I guess they can, I think this also means that if there's a randomly created player who is doing pretty well, this could probably also mean that he could become a boss at some point. And then they decided to go ahead and move on to the mini games, or the playable training, as we've perceived to call it. So as you guys can see, not everything is going to be able to be playable. So the top 2 are playable, but the bunting drill is you can't really practice bunting. I mean, you can in game, but it's just probably wouldn't just be as fun. So they ended up going into a couple of the examples. So the hand-eye coordination drill, this was the PCI drill that we all saw during the stream, or during the GameStop Monday video, and even I think they also had that in the trailer. But very interesting. He ended up doing really well on that one, actually. They also had the strength training one, and they also had a speed. They also had a ladder training drill. There's a bunch of different ways for you guys to improve your players. They also had one for the pitchers. So it's like if you want to become a starting pitcher or a closing pitcher, it's not just going to be you. It's not just going to be the batters who get all of the perks or all the training drills. It's also going to be the pitchers. And that was basically all they talked about for the road to the show side of things. And then they brought Luis and Tips back onto the set to reveal another new legend. And they also ended up revealing the four of the diamond, God, what are they called? I can't remember the name. Pre-order diamonds. We'll just call them that. So first off, they decided to reveal a brand new legend, and they said, they introduced it by saying over the past couple of weeks, we've seen these newer guys. We've seen Pudge. We've already revealed Andrew Jones. We've seen Jason Kendall. There's not really a lot of the older guys yet. And they said, if you guys have seen the Fastball documentary, and once they said that, I was like, it's Walter Johnson. And sure enough, you pan over it, you see the Senators, the Washington Senators patch. There is no name on the back of the jersey. And then you see the Washington Senators jersey, and there it is. We have the original flamethrower himself. Walter Johnson is confirmed to be coming to MLB The Show. Honestly, I'm kind of mixed about it right now. Just because of the fact that I'm like, I love using the old guys, but they also, here's another key thing that they said. So if you guys don't know, they said that originally, if you guys haven't seen the Fastball documentary, they said that he threw 83 miles per hour when they were using the technology they did back then. But then they said people throughout time ended up recalculating it, and it was more so that he was throwing 93, not 83 miles per hour. But they said because of his era that he's going to be throwing harder than 93 miles per hour. I would not be surprised. I think they should cap it out at a 95 or a 96. So basically what I think I'm getting out of this is if Walter Johnson is going to be throwing 96, 97 miles per hour, then Ty Cobb has to have like 80 power. All right. If that was the era he played in and all that fun stuff. Again, very interesting stuff. And then they decided to go ahead and reveal 4 of the diamond pre-orders, the pre-order diamonds that you get to choose. They said you get to pick 1 of 30, and we got our first glimpse. We ended up getting one from the White Sox, the Mets, the Houston Astros, and the St. Louis Cardinals. So first one they revealed, 87 overall breakout Frank Thomas from the 1991 season. And first thing they said was that the overall system is staying the exact same. So 85 to 99 is going to be 85 is the cap for diamond. 84 to 80 is going to be a gold. 79 to 75 is going to be a silver. So on and so forth. But the first thing that caught my eye when they first revealed this card is look at the card art. They ended up addressing it once they finished revealing all 4. But look at the card art. There is brand new card art for the different tier or for the different programs. So the breakout, they ended up revealing another breakout and then a postseason and a rookie. We'll get into those here in a second. We'll just go ahead and jump right into the next one. For the New York Mets, they revealed 89 overall Tom Seaver. All right, so this is going to be his breakout card. We've seen this card in the past. We didn't see it this year because, this year's content was a little bit odd. All right. But yeah, they also, I forgot to mention, 125 stats are indeed coming back. So they did say that those are coming back. So fingers crossed that, it actually executes this year. Last year, I don't think it really did that well. But yeah, another breakout card. And then for the Houston Astros, they revealed 89 overall Roy Oswalt, and oh my god, I just about flipped my nuts when I saw this card. I was so happy. You can see that the rookie, the little rookie thing, the rookie program thing is all. It's different. They still show the year, so by the looks of it, that the programs are coming back, hopefully in a similar capacity to 17, because in 18 those didn't matter at all. And then the final one they decided to reveal was 88 overall postseason Stan Musial from 1944. Honestly, once again, pretty cool card. If you guys pick any of these cards, go for it. Also, probably the biggest thing that they said. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. And when they did say it, it was it was probably one of the biggest things that they've ever said. In any stream that they've set, in any stream that they've revealed so far. They said that every single one of these 30 Diamond flashbacks and legends, they will all be auctionable. That is correct, guys. They're auctionable. So if you decide to go ahead and pick up the 89 overall Roy Oswalt, but later on down the line, you're like, you know what? I want to give this 89 overall Tom Seaver a go too. You can go ahead and put in a buy order on the auction block for him. Or it's like, you know what? I need a right fielder, so let me go pick up the Stan Musial card. You can, these are auctionable. That is probably the biggest thing coming out of that you're getting out of this, because in seasons past, as we know, whenever you got a pre-order bonus for like a mission starter, you had to keep the mission starter. There was no way for you to auction it. So all 30 of these guys will be on the auction block for the entirety of MLB The Show 19. That is huge, guys. All right, and that is basically all they talked about in this stream. Next week, I believe, is going to be talking about the brand new Moments game mode for Diamond Dynasty. So you guys are definitely going to want to tune into that stream. I will be doing I'll be doing coverage on that. But yeah, that's basically all they talked about. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to stay up to date with MLB The Show 19 news. I will see you guys in the next one.